This is WFN Outside the Cage in association with CBS Sports Radio. We're here, UFC 217 Media Scrum. We're underground of the Garden. We're here by Jorge Masvidal. Then amazing start to 2017, knocking out Cerrone twice. That should count as 2 wins. And then Herb Dean should lose his money, go to Jorge. But 211 was a little tough, you know. But you look fantastic against a world champion, BJJ champion Damian Maia. Obviously didn't come through. Would have been a banger. We spoke to Tyron. He said he wanted you to fight a fellow ATT member, and it didn't come through. Can you take us through this entire year leading up to this fight in MSG?
It's been an interesting year, you know. I'm happy to fight in MSG. Whether it was Thompson or whoever it was, this is one of the arenas I set out to fight in since I started the journey. So I'm happy that I'm here, fulfilling it against the #1 or #2 contender, whatever he's currently ranked right now. I know that a good win over him puts me for the title shot, so I'm extra excited.
And have you ever fought in New York before?
Never fought in New York before.
And well, I'm glad this is your first one.
Trenton, Jersey is the closest I think I got to fighting in New York.
Close on the map, very close in a different demographic. But, you know, you're from Florida. We've seen your fights online. We've seen you rise like Kimbo. Alex Caceres was also started outside of the cage and then jumped inside. Do you feel that you got to honor your fights from the street and that you're not just a YouTube fighter, that you could come in here and prove that you could fight a 57-0 kickboxer in MSG, the biggest stage?
Whatever would happen Saturday will happen Saturday. I think I've more than proved that I'm not a street fighter. You know, anybody that knows me knows I can wrestle, I can defend wrestling, I could grapple with the best of them and farewell. You know, so whatever would happen Saturday, I don't think it would credit or discredit me. But me breaking his face Saturday definitely gives it a little boost. You know.
And you're on the ATT with Mike Brown, the Mr. Miyagi, kind of the Yoda with the beard now. Since he retired, man, he looks like David Letterman growing out the beard. But Amanda Nunes there, Tyron Woodley in and out, Colby Covington, Bigfoot Silva. How's the team environment, and how does Mike keep in control of the personalities? I'm going to say egos too, because everybody knows the fighters got to have an ego. How does Mike Brown balance everybody and give everybody personal time?
Mike Brown doesn't balance it. Mike Brown is as good as he can fight, and as tough as he is the least conflicting individual. He will not get into an argument with some. He just doesn't like it. So if somebody's like trying to have an argument with him, he'll just like, oh, okay, sure, and he'll walk away. So he doesn't deal with any of that stuff, man. He doesn't spend his energy on that bullshit, man. He does not give a fuck. He's, in the purest sense, a complete professional. It's a real treat to have him there, you know. He's able to do so many things for us, to break down footage, show us techniques that'll work against our opponents. And he doesn't give a fuck about the fame because he was already there. That's the thing about when you have a coach like that was at the highest level of the sport. They don't care about their name being known. He's not out there trying to take pictures with so-and-so and so-and-so and be like, oh, look, you see me? I'm famous. He does not give a flying.
Henry Hoof?
Yeah. There's so many coaches out there that are, I don't know, what it seems to me, they're doing it for the wrong reasons. You should be doing it to better your athlete. A lot of these coaches want to make their name off these athletes. Mike Brown does not give a fuck about that. You know, that's another treat why we have Mike Brown there. So, but yeah, he doesn't deal with any of that drama, nor is he gonna ever have to. You know.
Nice. Again, we're being joined by Jorge Masvidal. He fights the Wonder Boy. Are you guys kicking off the pay-per-view?
Yeah, I think we're kicking off the pay-per-view. We're either the first or the second fight in the pay-per-view. I don't recall exactly, but we're definitely on the pay-per-view.
And going back to your gym with Mike Brown, obviously Colby is in Brazil calling this a dump. Any chance you're going to call NYC a dump? I hope not, man. I hope you get the victory and walk back here and we interview you all cordial.
I would not dare do that. I got family in New York.
Let's go.
I've been to New York several times. I actually got a lot of family in New York. My wife was born in Long Island, was Rockville Center.
Oh, she grew up good, man. She had a good living.
Yeah, good living. She grew up here till she was about 10 years old and then went back to Miami, Florida. So there's no chance I'm calling New York a dump, you know. Even if Dana White told me, hey, that's going to guarantee you the title shot, I still wouldn't do nothing corny like that, man. That's not something I would do. You know?
My last question. After the fight, you say you get the victory against Thompson. Pizza, going out to nightclubs, any plans?
I got the kiddies with me on this trip. They wanted to come see their dad put an ass whooping on the Karate Kid. So I'm not I'm not gonna be out partying and stuff. But the pigging out for sure. My hotel room will look like a buffet. There'll be everything: fried chicken, pizza, hot dogs, all the good street food that New York has to offer. The gyros, all of that's gonna be in my room in abundance.
Thank you, Jorge, and good luck Saturday.
Got it, man. Thank you, guys.
This is WFA and Outside the Cage with Pete Hoffman, and we are live at Madison Square Garden, and we're being joined right now by Mickey Gall, Greenbrook, New Jersey's Mickey Gall. How you doing, man?
East Coast, baby. What's up? I can hear it in your voice, too.
Represent. What up, man? All right, so listen, dude. Last time I spoke to you, it was before the Stage Northcutt fight, which you won, and now it's been a few months since your last fight, and you're returning to Madison Square Garden. How does it feel to be at the mecca of at the entertainment center?
It feels amazing. You know, I'm like I said, I live 40 minutes from here, so it's cool. But I'm gonna rock this place just like it was any other spot. It could be my backyard, my garage. I'm gonna tear the roof off this place and get a nice win.
Oh, well, now what was the reason for your extensive time off? Was there an injury at all? Was it just kind of trying to pick and choose a fight? The welterweight division, as we know, is a very stacked division. So is this UFC trying to pick a good fight for you, or are you trying to pick and choose your? Listen, you beat CM Punk. You beat Sage Northcutt. Those are two big names in UFC. Yeah. So
I'll tell you the time off. So I had 21 stitches in my eyebrow 3 weeks before I fought CM Punk. Doctor was like, "Yo, you can't fight for 6 months." It's like, fuck that. I hope I can say that.
You can say whatever you want. Go.
All right, cool. And then so I fought in 3 weeks, and then and then 4 months later I called out Sage. 4 months later I fought Sage. He touched it, opened it up. Doctor's right. It was still vulnerable. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give myself the proper 6 months to heal, so I'm not bleeding out my head, same spot every time. And then I just been putting in work, bro. This game is it's a marathon, not a sprint. I did 3 fights last year. I could have done 3 more fights, but I don't want to burn out. I don't want to be stupid. I don't want to be hasty. So I took my time. I did the right things. I'm really proud of the work I put in. I put in like 3 fight camps, and I'm young. So when I grow so much more, like the work and growth I put in 1 month, some guys it takes 6 months to put in. So can you imagine how good I'm gonna look?
Now, how did you decide to fight Randy Brown? Was that presented to you again? Was it the MSG factor? How did this all work out to fight at MSG versus Randy Brown?
Well, I used to train with Randy just a little bit, and we're friends. I was like, my opinion on fighting friends, I wouldn't want to fight a friend because I'm gonna make my best night their worst night. You know what I mean? So, and then after his opponent in February fell out, and I saw him on a Dana White feed, like a Facebook Live thing, say, "What about Mickey Gall? Like, could he fight Mickey Gall?" And I was kind of like, "What the fuck?" I was like, and I was like, "All right, bro. Like, all right, that's kind of all right. So you want to? Then you're stepping out of the friend zone. Then that means you're not off limits anymore." And I think that's a great fight for me. So yeah, I asked for this fight. I asked the matchmaker. I was like, "Yo, what about this fight? It's nice because we're both looking for fight guys. We're both 2 East Coast guys, local guys. We're the only local guys on the card. It's a great fight. I got the looking for a fight belt. I took that from Sage, and I'm giving Randy a shot at that."
Now, let me ask you a question. Now, is you and Randy still kind of close? Have you spoken to him at all? Is there a Cody Garbrandt, TJ Dillashaw controversy now? Are you guys upset that he called you out or called out for you for a fight?
Honestly, I'm happy he did. I'm happy he did. I'm happy he did because he gave me a great opportunity to beat him up in the Garden. Now, you know what I mean? It's so I'm really, and I'm happy with the fight. I really am. People, they saw my path. They see the attention I'm getting, a little shine I'm getting. They want that, but jealousy will get you killed, man. You're gonna see. You want the shine, you're gonna have to fucking.
All right, now here's my question. So the welterweight division, I think a lot of other people think that it is one of the best divisions in the UFC, no question. There's so many specialists. You got Wonder Boy who's fighting on the card as well as a specialist. You have Damian Maia. You have Tyron Woodley, wrestler. Now you're a submission specialist. We see that all of your decisions are by rear naked choke. Is that something that you're looking for in this fight on Saturday, or are you going to try to go and stand up, or what's your strategy in this fight?
I'm dominance, and I'm looking for victory. I'm not looking just for a rear naked choke. Those just come to me. I take what comes. Whatever comes to me, I take. And people say I'm a submission specialist, but people forget I drop my opponents. I lay a heavy hand on people. Like my first fight, Mike Jackson, put him down 45 seconds, dropped him with a punch, hopped on his neck. I hit them, and then they're seen Tweety Birds, Babe in the Woods, and I strangle them. You know what I mean? Same thing I did with Sage. That with one punch, put him down. He's shooting at me now. he's supposed to be the striker, and I'm on his back. You know, CM Punk I would have dropped, but he came in too hot. I had to put him on his back with a takedown, but just because it was just so easy. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'd say I know I got a lot of power in both my hands. I put people down and give them a concussion, and they're wobbling around, and then I take the submission because it's there.
Question about CM Punk, just because, you know, we do see that he's trying to get back in the UFC. He's trying to have another fight. Has he reached out to you? Has he asked for any help at all?
We've had no contact. People ask me a lot about, like, what do you think about CM Punk? I don't really have an opinion anymore. You know what I mean? I don't have an opinion. He's out of my, you know, he's not in my sights really anymore. If he comes back, cool, good for him. Kudos to him. But I don't, you know, we don't talk. I don't.
But as a fighter, especially you're such a young fighter, and you know the game so well. But don't you think that it's better to get experience, like to ask to maybe train? Hey, you beat me. Could you show me what you did? How you beat me up so quick, or how you submitted me so quick?
I don't know. There's people have pride, and he's working with a lot of great guys out in his camp. He doesn't need me. He knows that. I know that. I don't care. I don't need him either. You know what I mean? I don't need to waste my time there either. So it's cool. You know, wish him luck, whatever he's doing.
Cool. Again, so MSG this Saturday, and now, how long do you think it's going to take for you to get to these top 5 fights? Do you have a goal? Do you have a strategy? I know I heard that you don't want to really. You have a name in mind, but you're not going to call out the name. But what is your goal? Are you going to take it slow, steady, or are you going to try to break the top 5 soon for a fighter?
I'm realistic. So I'll be realistic about it. I probably have. I win this fight, then I beat a higher ranked guy, and then I'm probably getting near that top 15. It's you know, the guys I've beaten aren't top 15 caliber, but they will be. I will get those top 15 guys, and I will beat them, and then I'll be there. Right now, it's, you know, so it's going to take me a couple more fights. He's not a top 15 guy. Randy's not a top 15 guy. You know, I'm going to whoop him, and then I'll get a closer top 15 guy. Maybe I get a top 15 guy. Probably not, just because of the guys I've beaten. But we'll see. If that's up to UFC matchmaking, I'm ready to go. If you want to fast track me, let's fast track me. I'll beat anyone. But, you know, it is what it is. I try and keep it. I got to be realistic. You know what I mean? So I'd say probably like 2-3 more fights for me to be top 10.
Well, we're looking forward to Mickey. Appreciate it so much, and thank you. Good luck on Saturday, man. Thank you very much.
Baby. Appreciate it, my friend.
All right.
This is Isaac Feldman with WFAN's Outside the Cage and CBS Sports Radio. We're joined by Ovens St. Preux. We're here at the 217 Media Scrum. Ovens, how you doing, and how's your time in New York been?
Doing pretty good. Just got here and feeling pretty good about being here.
You got to feel pretty good. The fact that Yushin gave you, is that your 3rd Von Flue choke?
Yeah, it's definitely my 3rd Von Flue choke.
Ariel started it. I want to finish it. Can we officially call it the Ovens St. Flue or the whatever you want to?
You can call it whatever you want to.
Nice. When you go for that, is it as soon as you feel the arm wrapped around your neck, are you immediately jumping to side control and looking to put cross pressure on the opposite shoulder?
Nah, it's just a natural habit. People got natural positions they like to be in, and you know, if I feel somebody grab my head, and that's the first thing I start thinking about, of trying to position myself to actually, you know, set myself up for that.
What made you want to jump in the octagon so quickly after the win? I mean, obviously you're untouched and maybe riding the momentum, but was it a management decision, or was it just a mutual decision for the whole camp?
It was a management decision, mutual for the whole camp. But you know, it's crazy. You just had that gut feeling that I was pretty sure I was going to receive a phone call, just because when I actually seen the news of Pat Cummins pulling out. Kind of if you kind of look up and down the 205 division or the 205 chart, you know, I was probably the best fit for that matchup, and I figured it was only a matter of time before I got the phone call. You know, within a day or two, I got a phone call and over talked with my trainer and the management team, and they said it was good to go.
And Corey Anderson, he's a dangerous striker. Obviously, we didn't get to see that in the Manawa fight. You know, ended quickly on the cross hook, but or the short hook, excuse me. Are you looking to bang it out? Are you looking to just get a feel for the garden? Because it's going to be a rocking atmosphere. Do you want to involve your double leg or Tennessee tackle?
You know,
come on, game plan, man. Give me something.
Well, you know, it's not necessarily like the atmosphere is like it's going to be pretty much whatever to me. Like, I played football in front of 110,000 people before, so you know, I'm fine tuned with that. Noise is not going to be a problem for me. I'll be good on that aspect. And, as for the fight, it's just, just keep on being what I'm doing. It's like, the biggest thing about me is just staying relaxed. And I'm always relaxed during the fight. Actually, these past couple fights that I've been having, I've been told to relax. My movement been good. I trust in myself now, and I think that's the biggest thing. So as long as I stay with the process, everything's going to come too.
Does the relaxation come with snapping an arm and going 5 rounds with the pound for pound all times asterisk, but going 5 rounds with John Jones? Does the confidence come from that fight, or it's who you've been your whole career?
Just pretty much how I've been my whole career. But like I said to people too, when you play any type of sport, you get your highs and lows or whatnot. And at one point in time in the career, I was in my high when I first started off, and then I went a little low slump. Now I feel like I'm coming back up high. And I think all of that got to do with just being mentally prepared, and that's the thing I've been doing a lot. That's the thing we've been doing as a team, at my gym, Martial Arts Academy, just being more mentally aware of everything. So
that's what Rashad says. He says camp could be 90% physical, and then fight week is 90% mental. But looking at another SEC athlete, have you been paying attention to Eric Anders?
Eric Anders.
He knocked out, I think it's Natal
from Alabama.
Yep. Have you been paying attention? And what do you think about these incredible athletes, the physical specimens, a paying you compliment, jumping over into mixed martial arts?
Game changer. Because you kind of think about it, you put an athlete in a situation, and I think that the biggest thing about me where I think I succeeded in mixed martial arts is because of my MMA IQ. And my MMA IQ comes from being an athlete. If you show me something, more than likely, within 1 or 2 tries, I can do it. So, the learning progression of that is pretty much tremendous. Most people, they got to constantly drill. It'll take somebody a week to 2 weeks to learn how to do something. And, with us, sometimes it takes us 1 or 2 tries and, on to the next one. So if you get athletes in like that, that's when the game end up changing because the potential for them are endless.
Did you ever play Tekken or Street Fighter?
I did.
Now, one of the cool moves, I forget which character in Tekken, where the guy's like doing a capoeira kick and flipping in the air. I say in 10 years, you're going to see these athletes doing the gymnast type of kicks, and you're going to see as soon as these football athletes choose MMA early on, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the money. Maybe it's just like getting exposure. What can we expect in the future once we get more athletes that could have gone into baseball or football or basketball into MMA, like a Russell Westbrook?
You're just going to expect a lot because if you really think about it, the game within itself has been changing tremendously. If you take MMA 10 years from now, even 5 years from now, it's been changing tremendously. 10 years from now, even the diet concept wasn't even in mixed martial arts. Now you have 10 years ago, you didn't have, the athletic guy in there. Now you have guys who are pretty much all athletic all over the board and stuff. So, this game is changing really. It's changing for the better. You start seeing exciting fights. You start seeing raw power. You start seeing explosive movements, and you start seeing technique. The fluidity of the technique is crazy right now. Like transition from one position to another. You got kids starting now. They're 5 years old, and you see them, 10 years from now, 15, and their techniques is pretty much on point. I didn't get started until I was 25.
Damn, anything like first thing?
I had 3 years of wrestling in high school. Other than that, that was all. Because I started off late.
Nice. Well, 2 more. Sorry to hold you so long. What can we expect Saturday night?
Just a fun fight. My thing is having fun. As long as I go in there and have fun, bring a lot of joy with it, I'm going to be perfectly fine. It's one of them situations where, my last fight I kind of came off unscathed and I felt good, and I'm feeling good right now. Jumped right into training camp. So I'm feeling extremely good. So
now I know you're a college guy, surrounded by a lot of football guys coming out of college. Obviously, you guys can party. I know this. Obviously, didn't party at D1, but so post fight, you win, get your hand raised. What are you going to do in New York?
Don't exactly know yet. It depends how. Well, I heard New York don't sleep anyway, so I don't know yet. I'm just kind of waiting until after the fight. I usually play everything by ear because I can entertain my own self, to be honest. So I usually play everything by ear.
Any pizza?
I might go for some pizza. So,
all right. Thank you, Owens. Have a great fight.
Thank you.